Okay. There we are.
We had some technical difficulties.
Sorry, we are 1 minute late.
So it was a good thing that we went early.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't have known.
That's right.
First, he made it the link unlisted.
Yep, my mistake.
And then the internet wasn't plugged in.
Because Beckett unplugged the Orbi.
So.
Yeah. So.
Say hi to Bonnie Blue. She's awake today.
This is Bonnie Blue. She's our 2.5-week-old.
She's 3 weeks today.
3 weeks today. Hey, thank you, Stephanie. We asked her if she wanted to be on camera, and she said yes. And so she's here. This is my lovely hot wife, Neisha Salas-Berry. She's a registered nurse, and I'm Ken Berry. I'm a family physician.
And this is Monday Night Live.
This is Monday Night Live. Welcome.
And I may or not be on this live for very long. We will
Depends
see.
on how this baby acts.
She did just get a feeding and a diaper change. She's pretty content right now. Look at her. She's just
full baby and a full belly and a clean butt. So
good.
I mean, what else do you need in
She's
life?
chilling,
Right?
chilling.
Thank you guys for joining us. If you've got a friend or family member who always forgets to catch us live, thanks for the super chat, Dwight. Thanks, Roy. Send them a text message right now, a direct message. You can share this on your favorite social media. Let's get these numbers up as high as we can so we can reach as many people in the world as possible this evening who are not aware that there is such a thing as a proper human diet.
I said you were not connected to the internet.
Yeah, Beckett really messed us up.
Thanks, Beck.
Beckett, thank
You're
you so
watching.
much.
Oh, before we get into it, happy first day of school for a lot of you.
Yes.
Beckett's first day of kindergarten was today.
Kevin
Even
wants
though
to know
he's 2 years old.
how Beckett is adapting to his new sister.
Oh, he's doing great. We try to keep him on his schedule, but like I was trying to say, he starts kindergarten at a little over 2 years old. He'll be 3 in October.
Yeah, so he's taking
He's
kindergarten
homeschooled.
classes with his Lovey, his maternal grandmother, and Bonnie's jealous. She wants to be in school too, but Beckett, he's bigger. He's a big boy. He's a big brother. Somebody asked about ulcerative colitis, severe ulcerative colitis with intestinal manifestation. Suggestions: shot of crypto. You need to go 90 days beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. The carnivore diet has helped people with ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease more than any other dietary intervention I've ever seen in my life. Let's see how long this baby acts right. Whitetail obsession. I've been ringing only in my left ear. Hearing test today showed hearing loss coming from the middle ear. They want me to see an ear, nose, and throat. Is there any help with this? Maybe keto. Well, 100%. You need to be eating a proper human diet. If there's any inflammation involved, that's going to help to lessen the inflammation. But you definitely also, if it's just in one ear, you need to definitely see the ear, nose, and throat specialist. Terry, down 155 pounds with keto and carnivore, 15 pounds away from being just overweight, not obese. Terry, absolutely stunning victory. Terry's lost 155 pounds. Everybody give Terry a thumbs up and a congrats. That's what I'm talking about right there. And that didn't all happen overnight or in a few weeks. Terry's been at this for a while. But this is the kind of success you have if you just stick with it and do a little bit better today than you did yesterday. Thank you, Stephanie.
Yes, huzzah.
Huzzah. Huzzah. Thank you, Paul Wagner. Yes, all the thumbs up. Well done, well done, well done.
Got some chats up there at the top.
I've got them all.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bird Loves Paint says, Doctor reduced my synthroid from 175 to 150. How long did it take Neisha to get her Hashimoto's in remission?
About 2 years.
About 2 years of go ahead.
But it was mostly carnivore that got me there. Keto got me feeling much better, but it didn't take care of everything. So carnivore I did for 6 months, probably.
Yeah.
Mostly as an elimination diet to really cleanse my system, and then figured out along the way what I could bring back in. So now I'm Ketovore, which just means I'm 90% meat, animal products, and 10% a little bit of veg and other things that I have figured out that I can tolerate that don't throw me back into fit.
Yep. And for all you guys watching, tell your story in the comments. What has keto done for you? What has carnivore done for you? What have you been able to reverse that your doctor thought was irreversible with a proper human diet? People read these comments. Put your story in the comments that you use keto to reverse this or carnivore to reverse that. Many, many times that's the one little nudge that people need to say, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And then we all know what happens when they do that. Then things start to get better. Whoa, Nellie says, hey, doc, when I stand up from crouching or sitting too fast, I get lightheaded. It's been happening a lot lately. Is this a concern? Yes. So if you're taking blood pressure medication right now, what that means is you've been on a proper human diet long enough to lower your insulin and lower your edema in your body to the point where you're starting to have a normal blood pressure and you don't need as much blood pressure medication. If you're not on any blood pressure medication, then you're not getting enough salt or electrolytes in your diet. Once you've corrected those things, if this continues, then go and see your doctor because this can be a sign of worrisome medical issues. I think I'm caught up here. Let's see. Yeah, we got that one. Thank you, Steve Jackson. Jeff Fisher, I bought some bovine colostrum just before starting keto, and I wanted to know if it is okay to take it as I don't want to waste it. So, Jeff, go ahead and take it up. But bovine colostrum is made for baby cows. Now, bovine colostrum definitely is a rich source of certain nutrients, but it's not formulated for you. You're an adult human. Neisha made colostrum, but I didn't go around drinking her colostrum thinking it was some kind of magical health food. So use it up so you don't waste it. It's not bad for you, but it's, if anything, it's going to raise your insulin and cause you to store fat.
I've seen people saying that, and I was like, is that colostrum, or is that something different?
Some of the hardcore
It's actually colostrum.
Meatheads will buy colostrum from women who are lactating, yeah. But
bovine though, that's not.
But that's a cow. That's from a cow. That's right. Yeah, he got bovine colostrum. Mr. Ed D. was born with one kidney, and the only kidney is leaking protein. Advice. Yeah, so you have chronic kidney disease. I don't know what stage. You and your doctor will have to figure that out. And you're going to have to eat as low carbohydrate diet as possible. I've got several videos on this YouTube channel about protecting your kidneys with a proper human diet. Eating lots of meat and healthy fat, that's not what harmed your kidney and caused it to start leaking protein. It's because you're eating too many carbohydrates, too much sugar, drinking too much fruit juice smoothies, soft drinks. All that stuff is going to damage your remaining kidney function. You got to cut all that stuff out or you will be on dialysis in the near future. Thank you, Karen. So, Neisha, you want to tell everybody how you're recovering, how it's going, what you think about this baby, etc., etc.?
Yeah, we've done amazing. Recovery has been fairly easy. I think it was a little bit more difficult just because I had such a bad injury last time. It would have been really easy if I'd had no injury last time. But overall, really good. Breastfeeding has been amazing. I'm making way more milk than I actually need, but that's fine with me because we're putting some in the freezer just for backup. She breastfeeds exclusively, but she takes a bottle every now and then just because I know eventually with us doing speaking engagements, I'll need someone else to feed her at some point. So Beckett would refuse to take a bottle, so that was a problem. At some point that turned into a problem, but yeah. Over 9 pounds now. Her birth weight was 7 pounds 6 ounces. She's 3 weeks old, so she's over 9 pounds now. And yeah, we're doing great.
Excellent. Thank you, Karen.
Somebody asked how much coffee during pregnancy.
Yeah, how much did you drink?
I had about 1 cup of coffee a day, some days 2. Most doctors approve of about 1 to 2 cups of coffee. Yeah. Anything over that isn't necessarily dangerous. It's just not recommended for out of an abundance of caution. Yeah. But I recommend. What's the name of that book? I'm having a brain fart.
Yeah.
It's on your phone because you got the Audible. Remember?
Yeah, but it's about 25 books back.
Oh, okay. Well, it's on my YouTube channel. You can look over there. So. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. But
Pursuit of Beauty, full disclosure, there's not a shred of research that shows that if you drink 3 or 4 cups, 5 or 6 cups, it's in any way going to harm you or the baby. But out of an abundance of caution, we recommend 1 to 3 cups a day.
Yeah, most people don't even want more than 2 cups a day, though, to be honest.
Thank you, Cynthia. Whoa, where'd Charles go?
Justin.
Charles Bronson, going to start beef, butter, bacon, and eggs for 30 days. Do I have to eat eggs in every meal to get all my nutrients, or can beef be enough? Neisha looks great. Yes, she does, right? I mean, huzzah to Neisha and her bounce back abilities. Charles, I would recommend that you eat at least egg yolks every day. You're going to get more than enough protein from the meat that you're eating, but egg yolks, especially if they're pastured, they're pretty much a superfood multivitamin and mineral. And then if you're move just a little bit, get some daily minerals from Keto Chow. That way you know you're getting all your minerals. And then if you don't love eggs, I don't think you have to eat them every day. Very often I'll mix egg yolks in with something else. Mix it with some 0-carb mustard, and I'll put 2 raw egg yolks in with that, mix it up. You can't even tell they're in there. And then your condiment just became a superfood. How about that? Paul Wagner, since starting a proper human diet in June, my A1C has dropped from 11 down to 6.4. So Paul's no longer a type 2 diabetic. He now just has pre-diabetes. I'm looking forward to getting an official lab close to 3 months on a proper human diet. Yep. And you keep it up, Paul. You keep the carbs low enough. Before long, you're going to have an A1C of less than 5.7, which means you no longer have pre-diabetes either. Well done. Huzzah to our friend Paul. Joanne says, I tried some cod liver and love it. Yes, cod liver is delicious. How many servings of cod liver per week do you recommend? You can eat a can every day, or you can eat 1 can a week. I love the stuff. I was just talking to one of my patrons who grew up in Norway, and he said that the oil in the cans of cod liver, that is cod liver oil, and that's how it's supposed to taste. When you buy cod liver oil as a supplement, you guys know how it tastes awful. Well, real cod liver oil that's not rancid and oxidized in those tins, that's how it's supposed to taste. It's very smooth. It has almost no taste whatsoever. So don't pour that oil out. Use it. Worst case scenario, give it to your dog or cat. Bounty Blue. You want me to try? Oh, okay.
I think it's just she doesn't like the lights in here.
Chris, beautiful. Whoa, Chris, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Nope. Yes, there you are. Chris says, beautiful Bonnie Blue. Just had thyroid ultrasound done. Large 2 and 3 centimeter nodules have shrunk. Labs are better, except AST up 1 and ALT up 5. Long time non-alcoholic fatty liver disease concern. Yes, Chris, cut your carbs even more. If you're low carb or keto right now, you need to cut them even more, because when you get your carbohydrates low enough for your personal physiology, all your liver labs are going to go back to normal, and the fatty liver will be a thing of the past. That's not something you're stuck with permanently. I've got several videos on this channel that will help you reverse your fatty liver disease.
Like this.
Is that better? Oh, yeah, rub that head. She loves that. M. Christopher, congrats on baby Bonnie. Any thoughts about a prep for colonoscopy? I'm a super strict carnivore. So a colonoscopy is something you're only going to have once every 5 or 10 years. Just do the prep. Just get your colon squeaky clean so they can do a good, thorough exam. Nothing aggravates scopists worse than to get in there with the scope and the colon not be clean. Because first of all, their liability goes up because they can't see every square centimeter of colon tissue. Your risk goes up because they might not see something that's hiding behind a little floater. You know what that floater's made of, right? And also, it's just an unpleasant experience for all concerned. So do your prep, get cleaned out good. You're just going to have to do it one time. Mr. Ed, thank you for this info. Greatly appreciated. You're an amazing doctor. I started following you about 1 month ago. It is my wife that has the leaky kidney issue. I'm full carnivore thanks to you, and I've lost 25 pounds. Well done, Mr. Ed. Tell your wife it's all about keeping the carbohydrates as low as possible. Meat is good for her kidneys. Naturally occurring protein is good for her kidneys. Now, I don't recommend that she drinks protein drinks, protein powders, but if she wants to eat meat and eggs, 100%, that's what she needs to focus on. Yeah, Treasure Rescue, a.k.a. Queen Bean, says that's the cutest little outfit on Bonnie.
No, her tongue is what? Yes, she is 8.
Okay. Jim McKay says, you play golf, Doc? By the way, I've lost 70 pounds. Boom, Jim McKay.
Good job.
So let me tell you the story about me and golf, okay? When I first moved to Camden, I was the emergency room physician, and I was a doctor, right? I was out. I was official. I was going to play golf. So I went and I bought, I'm left-handed, so I had to buy a left-hand set of clubs. Pretty pricey back then. And it sit in the basement for about a year and a half, and I wound up selling them on eBay. I never, ever took them to the golf course.
He has no interest in golf.
Single time. That's
Putt golf.
Yeah, putt with the family. Yeah, but no golf on the course with a bunch of bros drinking beer. Zero interest. Yeah, I'm sorry. Zarina, hey Dr. Berry, I'm doing Carnivore for more than a month, and recently I'm experiencing back stiffness and sharp leg pain. Any remedy for that? Thank you. So, Zarina, that has nothing to do with the diet you're currently eating. If you've been doing more activity lately, perhaps you've pulled something or strained something. If it doesn't get better in a few days, go see your doctor, because that's completely unrelated to your diet.
Maybe, are they asking because you got a golfer's tan, maybe?
Oh, I do have a golfer's tan, but it's actually a farmer's tan. Okay, we got that. Gary, Italians may drink wine, but Texans drink tea all day long. Will the stevia erythritol blend sweeteners cause an insulin release and ruin my fast? Online info on this is marginal at best. And Gary, that's because the research on this is marginal. I'm trying to get Professor Ben Bickman to do a research study where he takes 20 of his research assistants and gives them just unsweetened tea. 20 of them he gives tea sweetened with stevia, and 20 of them he gives tea sweetened with sugar. And then let's check their blood sugars and insulin every 10, 15, 20 minutes and see actually what happens. There is a reason why even sugar-free sweeteners like stevia might raise your insulin. It's called the cephalic phase insulin response. Some people don't believe in this, even though it is an evolutionarily conserved mechanism in mammals. All mammals ever studied have the cephalic phase insulin response. If they taste something sweet, and in humans, we're so cephalic that even if we thought about grandma's blackberry cobbler and how it smelled, that's very likely to raise your insulin. So I don't think it ruins your fast, but if it raises your insulin a little bit, then you're not going to be fasting as deeply, and you're not going to be as deep in ketosis. Does that make sense? But you're not going to ruin it. You're still going to get benefits. Neisha's having to hold the baby, so I'm having to ask the questions.
I think that I'm doing a
lot
of work over here.
Darby, 36 years old, type 1 since January, Graves' disease 2015, still no need for meds, glucose at 80, 24 hours after eating 4 pounds of pork, bison, steak, turkey at Indiana State Fair. I believe this may be reversed, but I need a doc willing to test and believe. So you may have reversed your type 1 diabetes, but there is also this thing called the honeymoon period. When you're newly diagnosed as a type 1, very often you still have some beta cell function. And so you can get by without insulin. Did she poop?
No, I've read a comment. And I was like, what? I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay. So you got to find a doctor who will check your A1C, your C-peptide, and your fasting insulin. Okay. You got to know those numbers, because if you're not making insulin, then you need to be injecting insulin, even though your blood sugar may look fine most of the day. You need a CGM, you need an A1C, a C-peptide, and a fasting insulin. You can come back and rewatch this and write those things down. But I hope that you've reversed it. Because there is a theory that if you catch it early enough and adapt to a proper human diet, that you could potentially reverse it and resume beta cell function. But a lot of people don't believe that. And I don't want you to blindly believe that either, Darby. You got to get your labs checked. So find a doctor who will check it. If your doctor won't check it, then fire their ass and find a new doctor.
Hey, for those of you who are like, hey, I want to come back and listen to what he said about whatever. If you're watching the live, pay attention to the timestamp. So like at 19 minutes, he just talked about that. Write that down, put it in your phone or something, and then you can come back and re-listen to it.
Good idea.
I know.
Yeah.
Buck says, Bart K mentioned Neisha recently. Why?
Bart K mentioned Neisha?
Good or bad?
Was it good or bad?
It could go either way.
Did he do a full video about who's
What did
wrong
he
on the internet
say?
today about
What-
Neisha? Oh my God, what have you done?
Did he?
I don't know.
What did he say?
I don't know.
I'll have to listen later.
David, if the majority of people
It
in
was
the
good,
U.S.
okay.
started eating a proper human diet in a short period of time, would our food producers be able to ramp up to meet the demand? They would have to try hard. What would definitely happen, David, is if the majority of people in the United States started eating a proper human diet, there would be 3 or 4 big pharmaceutical companies that would declare bankruptcy within the next 18 to 36 months. There would be 2 or 3 of the multinational food corporations like Kraft Heinz, Kellogg's, General Mills, Mondelez, Pepsi, Coca-Cola. 2 or 3 of them would also file for bankruptcy protection because all their profits would disappear. Okay, because they sell their crap all over the world, but the vast majority of their profit comes from the good old US of A. Then I think there would be tons of local and regional ranchers and farmers who would start to scale up their production. But that's why I'm wanting all you guys to start growing food, is because it takes a while. If all you guys decided today, hey, I'm going to plant a garden and I'm going to buy some rabbits or sheep or quail or cows, it would take months before that was ready to actually eat. That's why I want you guys to start now, so that if something bad ever happens, you got that garden and you got those rabbits in the garage, or the quail in the garage, or the sheep in the backyard. Then you got your meat in storage on the pasture.
This is a very good point Marcus makes. Job losses. Like when I find this it's like a line. Like, yes, I hate these big companies, but if we put them out of business, then a lot of people be out of jobs too. It's like
temporarily, yes. Yeah.
Well,
it's kind of like when
you know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of like when the incandescent light bulbs started becoming very popular and people all started buying them. They stopped buying candles, and the candle unions and the manufacturing associations, they had a bloody conniption fit, and they were yelling at Parliament, yelling at Congress, saying, "Hey, we need protection." And Parliament and Congress did the smart thing. They're like, "You need to figure out how to make light bulbs." Okay, so yes, it would cause temporary unemployment, but it would also cause all those people to go, I'm not going to be able to get a job selling slow poison anymore. Maybe I need to figure out a way to cash in on this proper human diet thing. So it ultimately would spur productivity.
Yeah,
I'm
just saying, like, that's something that crosses people's minds.
Yeah, it's called growing pains, and it happens every time there's a new innovation. Yeah, it's happened many times through the course of society. Suresh says, congrats on the baby. Is a carnivore or keto diet okay for someone with gout? 100%, Suresh. I've got a video on this channel about gout. Watch that video if you'd like to never have a severe gout flare up again. But yes, gout is caused by alcohol and fruit juice, the fructose and fruit juice, and eating too many fruits and eating a highly inflammatory, high carbohydrate diet. That's what causes gout. It has nothing to do with meat or seafood or a high purine foods. That's not what causes it.
Did you talk about eating bugs already? I must have zoned out.
No, not on this video. I posted a video about eating bugs.
Well, somebody said I'm not eating bugs. Same.
Have any of you guys have you guys seen the video about should you eat bugs or not? The video I made. Tell me in the comments, would you eat bugs just for fun, or would you have to be starving, or would you just never eat bugs? Tell us in the comments. Thank you very much,
Hey,
Beth.
Serena, put your question in the chat, and I'll try to pick it up. She had a super chat.
Oh, dang it. I'm trying to get them. Okay, let's see. Nope. Okay, we got that one. Jeff, I recently started taking ancestral grass-fed beef liver and take 6 capsules daily. I also take a capful of keto chow minerals. Should I be getting enough iodine since I take both of these? So it's quite possible that the beef liver has very little iodine in it. It depends on the grass and the soil that the cows grazed on. If it didn't have iodine, then it probably doesn't. I think that ancestral, I think they get theirs from New Zealand beef, which probably does have a good source of iodine because it's a island out in the ocean. The keto chow minerals has a good little amount of iodine in it. It depends, Jeff. If you're iodine deficient, severely deficient, you may need to supplement with something like Lugol's 2% for a month or two, and then the daily minerals will be all you need. It depends on what your current iodine status is. Good question.
Okay, Serena says, my daughter Abby's in the chat. Hey, Abby.
Hey, Abby.
She's wondering if ADHD can be helped with keto. She knows what I think, but I'm mom.
So, Abby, I'm Dr. Berry, and I have ADHD, don't I?
Yeah, not as good, but it's not as bad.
Right.
Anymore.
It is. What percentage better is it now on carnivore than it was when you
Depends
first met
on
me?
the day.
Yeah.
And depends on the topic, because he also is a man, so he has selective memory. You know.
I'm just going to sit here and take it.
I mean, there's something sitting right in front of us that I can just turn. So I would say 70% better.
70% better. Yeah. When I was in school, Abby, ADHD just about tanked me. I had to think of all kinds of tricks and ways around to try to study without just sitting down and studying for hours, because I can't do that. But yeah, eating a proper human diet, keto or carnivore, either one, lots of fat, very few carbs. That's going to help your ADHD be less severe. Absolutely, 100%. Thank you, Pebbles. Mango says burgers with cheese crisp and melted cheese for a bun. Yeah, that's super low carb option for a bun-like substance. Devout carnivore, will too much fat cause diarrhea? It might in some people. I recently bought over 80 pounds of prime ribeye. Boom. It's completely marble and tastes incredible. However, it's all I've been eating, and I've had the runs ever since. Yeah. So maybe if you're eating a lot more fat than you're used to, it'll take your gut bacteria time to adjust to that. You might want to slack off on that. Plus, you don't want to eat it all up. You want to savor it, right? I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be smashing it.
Well, when we first had our cow butchered, like all we ate was those ribeyes for months.
Oh yeah,
that we got from that cow.
All the ribeyes are gone.
Yeah, we're out.
We're out of ribeyes too. So I totally get it.
And most of the cow was.
Yeah, we got as many steak cuts as we could, and they're all gone. The Gringo and Dominican Kitchen have been on carnivore for 9 days and loving it. Is it okay to eat bacon every day or cause high cholesterol? Eat your bacon every day. If it makes your cholesterol go up, it's irrelevant. I've got videos on this channel that will explain to you why, if your cholesterol's high, it's nothing to be worried about. Also, is the keto chow okay while fasting? So using the daily minerals in some water, sparkling water, unsweetened tea, or black coffee is totally fine. But if you're talking about the keto chow shakes or the keto chow soups, you don't want to use those when you're fasting. Thank you very much, Beth.
No, this is not our first baby. This is baby number 2.
Baby number 2.
Funny blue.
Thank you, Kevin. Hopefully, Becky will be able to make a guest appearance here.
What day is it? Oh, it's Monday.
Monday. But vacation Bible school's
it's over.
It's
all
over.
That,
so
they're
maybe
back in school. All the kids are back.
Yeah, maybe he'll be able to say hi to you guys. Kevin says, I'm vitamin D deficient and was wanting to start keto diet, but was wanting to know if it is a good idea to start while being deficient, or should I start after I recover? You should start today, Kevin, or first thing in the morning, eating a proper human diet. I have a video on this channel about vitamin D rich foods, which will help you fix your vitamin D deficiency. Now, if you eat those foods, one serving of one of those foods once a day, plus get 30 minutes of sun a day, you're going to fix your vitamin D deficiency. If you can't get the sun, then you can take 5,000 international units of vitamin D3 once a day, and that will also help you fix that deficiency. But yeah, you need to start eating a proper human diet right now.
And get in the sun.
Get in the sun. Get in the sun. Karen, what do I do about feeling constipated? Am I doing something wrong? So a lot of people feel constipated on carnivore because they're just not pooping as much. It's time to have the poop talk.
Here we go.
Here we go. That's one.
You know what?
What?
Have you done a video that is this
Yes.
exact answer?
It's called What the Carnivore Diet Did to My Poop.
No. That's not what I mean. Am I constipated?
Not
Am
like
I
that.
really
No.
constipated? I feel like you need to do that.
I do. Yeah. I need to do it in a different way.
Anyways,
So
proceed.
when you're eating a carnivore diet, everything you're eating is pure nutrition. There's no waste. And so you're going to digest and absorb it all. And so you're going to have 70, 80, 90% less poop than when you're eating lots of plants. A lot of people think that's constipation, but it's not. Constipation is when you're having straining, cramping, bleeding, having to digitally disimpact. Those are signs of constipation, not that, oh, I just didn't poop a lot. That doesn't mean you're constipated. Hope that makes sense. And if you need to get that answered in more detail, Karen, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. There's a link down in the show notes, and we're able to answer way more questions there.
Before you move forward,
yes.
Wild Unikitty, welcome back.
Wild
super
Unikitty.
super memorable name. Wants you to make a video on how to raise mealworms. If you didn't know, we have a farm channel where we do homesteading type videos and just like us playing outside with the sheep and the stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, it's OB Farms.
Yep.
Have you
Kevin,
got that
will
in
you?
The description?
No, Kevin, will you post a link? Yeah, I'll put that in the description.
Anyway, so
but we have mealworms, and
go ahead. No, take off.
Go ahead. I have plans to make a video just like that, how I raise my mealworms.
We have a mealworm farm.
Yep. I feed them to the quail, I feed them to the chickens, the turkeys, and in a bind, we would roast and salt and eat them if we were starving.
It would have to be a real bind because we also have deer, okay?
Right.
So
and we'd have to be out of bullets,
squirrel.
out of quail, out of chicken, out of turkey, out of
Okay.
sheep, and have nothing left but out of arrows. And then just have the mealworms. Then we would eat them. But
a trap.
That's way down in the
I would figure it out.
way down in the algorithm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Donna says, I've been on proper human diet for 2 weeks on 4 diabetic meds. When should I ask my doctor to lower the doses or eliminate? I've only lost 3 pounds. And that's okay, Donna. So congratulations on losing 3 pounds, first of all. Secondly, tell your doctor you need a CGM because you're on so much diabetic medication that you're at a little bit higher risk of having a low blood sugar as you eat fewer and fewer carbohydrates. You need to be able to see when your blood sugar is getting to that point where you can call your doctor and say, hey, doc, I need you to stop one of these medicines. And the one your doc needs to stop first is the one with the highest copay. Okay. The newest one that the drug rep convinced him that he needed to prescribe you. That's the one that needs to be stopped first because it's a waste of money for you. Yes,
are you ahead on questions or are you
behind?
behind?
I am. I'm right here. If it doesn't jump on me.
Go ahead and do that one, and then I've got a good one.
Okay. Peter B. Hey, Dr. Barry and Neisha, what is fasting mimicking diet, and is it any good? From what I've seen, it looks very expensive to buy the packs. So,
what?
No, this is real. So, first and foremost,
I'm not laughing at your question.
No.
Okay.
Everybody, listen to me carefully. A ketogenic diet, a ketovore diet, and a carnivore diet
are all
fasting mimicking diets. Yes. But there is a company that is trying to cash in on the fasting craze, and they have a fasting mimicking diet, and they have fasting bars. I shit you not. So while you're fasting, you can eat one of their fasting bars. And all you guys who know what fasting is, you know that the fasting bar should just be an empty wrapper. It should be a wish bar, but it ain't. It's literally a high carbohydrate bar that they say is fasting mimicking. But by definition, a diet that puts you in ketosis is a fasting mimicking diet. That's what that means.
Point.
That's what that means. Because when you fast, you go into ketosis.
You burn your fat.
So yes, that's complete horse crap. That brand, that marketing. But I've actually tweeted about this on my Twitter before. It's like, oh, look, a fasting bar. You can eat these while you're not eating.
I didn't know this was becoming popular. So, yeah.
Surely they're about out of business.
So fasting mimicking diets do not have to be expensive. They can be totally budget friendly.
And they can also be free because fasting
is
fasting mimicking.
But yeah, anyways. I wasn't laughing at you.
I'm
laughing at a company.
Right. Cash in where you can, I guess, right?
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
Aisha says, I'd love to know your thoughts on why some health influencers suggest fasting is stressful on the body and not healthy for weight loss. They say that waking up and not feeling hungry is a sign of high cortisol.
Yeah. Aisha, great question. The reason they say these things is because they're currently uneducated when it comes to human physiology and human nutrition. That's why they say those things. If you'd asked me back in 2003, is it safe and healthy to fast? I'd have been like, no, that's weird. That's not natural. But now that I've actually thought about it and read hundreds of research studies about fasting mimicking diets and about fasting, and also read many tomes of archaeology and paleoanthropology and paleopathology, Fasting is completely natural. It's very safe. It's very healthy. If you wake up and you're not hungry, that's a sign that you're satiated from the healthy fat and healthy protein that you ate the night before. That's what that means. That's why so many people on keto, ketovore, carnivore can actually go to one meal a day, is because we're just not hungry anymore because we're eating such a nutrient-dense, satiating diet. Great question. Wendy says, does carnivore diet help with an overreactive bladder or polyuria? Husband saw a urologist today. So Wendy, maybe. It depends on the cause. And so hopefully that's what the urologist is going to detect, is what's causing this. But if it's just an inflammatory cystitis or just an overactive bladder with no real cause, then absolutely carnivore diet is going to decrease the inflammation and calm down that bladder, at least to some degree. She just had to grunt. She's a grunter. She loves to grunt.
If you watched my Instagram live today, follow me on Instagram at Neisha Loves It. You heard her through the entire thing. And she was asleep that entire time. She made noise like every 5
I saw somebody ask about what I eat in a day. If you want to see what we eat in a day, what we feed Beckett, our 2.5-year-old, every day, what Bonnie eats every day, it's breast milk. But if you like to see videos, just go to Neisha's YouTube. She's posting that kind of stuff all the time.
Well, I'm on maternity leave, but I'm fixing to pick it back up. So.
Yeah. But there's tons of content. Hundreds of videos about what we eat, what Beckett eats, the very first bite of food that went into Beckett's mouth. Does anybody know what it is?
How to do Ketovore.
How to do Ketovore, Hashimoto's. She talks about birth, labor, delivery, breastfeeding, pregnancy, because she's a labor and delivery nurse who's had 2 babies. She kind of knows what she's talking about. Smarter than a doctor. Definitely.
So are a lot of people.
Sweetness says, any advice on how to get rid of heartburn in the throat? Yeah, I actually used to have severe daily heartburn. I took 2 Nexium every day. Now I have 0 heartburn. Keto made it 80% better. When I went carnivore, that was it. I can't remember the last time I took something for heartburn. Heartburn's terrible. It's misery. Watch my videos on this channel about heartburn, reflux, GERD. There's several of them. Okay, watch them all. Take notes. Watch them twice if you'd like to get rid of your heartburn. And this even applies for people who have hiatal hernias. I have a hiatal hernia, but yet I have no heartburn, no reflux, no GERD. Carnivore diet is the way. Okay? For many people, keto is the way. But for me, I had to go the extra step and be as close to 0 carb as possible. Thank you very much, Vishnu. Stedgar, why does eating bacon lower my blood sugar? AM was 8.5 and now it's 4.1. Yeah, it's very common for carnivores, is their morning blood sugar will be the highest blood sugar of the day. And as they eat meals full of healthy fat and healthy protein, their blood sugar actually goes down over the course of the day, which is the opposite of what people eating a standard American diet. That's the opposite. So this is a very common thing. It's completely normal and natural. I sound like what's his name's dad on American Pie. It's perfectly normal and natural. Not Stifler's mom, but the other dude's dad.
I don't even know his name. It was a long time ago. Somebody asked, can I feed my 6-month-old bison puree? Absolutely.
100%.
And well done.
Yes. So yeah, that's the answer to that. Thank you, Red Leg Firefighter. God, I hope your leg is not red because you got burned.
Red leg.
I mean that.
Yeah.
Now I'm worried. Okay, now let me go back and see where I'm at. Beth, Chrissy, Dr. Savage. I think I'm all. Where's Red Leg? Oh, thank you, YouTube. This is awesome. Okay, I may have missed a super chat or two. I was trying hard not to. Carol says, is it okay to eat microwave bacon instead of regular bacon? I mean, eating microwave bacon is less bad than eating Special K or Lucky Charms.
It's more expensive.
It's more expensive, and I just feel like they have to do stuff to it chemically to get it to act right in the microwave. Just cook bacon. It's easy. You can cook it in the air fryer. You can cook it in the oven. You can cook it in a big pot on the stove. You don't have to fry it in a skillet with it popping all over you. There's many other ways to do it. Do you have how I cook bacon on your YouTube channel? If you want to see how I cook bacon, like a pound at a time.
Bacon chips is what it says.
Bacon chips. Go to Neisha's channel and search for bacon chips. That's how we cook bacon. We cook a pound, pound and a half at a time with no splatters. Good question. Karen, do you have to process ingested fat before you can burn through stored fat? Yeah, everything's got to be processed and turned into what it's ultimately going to be before you can burn it. You're not going to burn it straight from your gastrointestinal system, Karen. Good question. But all you guys keep in mind, a lot of people think, well, if I'm trying to lose fat, why would I eat fat? That seems counterintuitive. Your body doesn't work that way. Your body burns carbs for energy. That's all it uses carbs for, okay? Your body can burn fat for energy, but it also uses the fat to build things. It builds neurons, myelin sheaths, cell membranes. It makes all of your sex and adrenal hormones out of cholesterol. Your body uses fat to make stuff with. It's not just to burn for fuel. Don't forget that. Good question. Pebbles. I have a hiatal hernia. Husband has type 2 diabetes, 100% Pebbles. You and your husband are both going to, if you suffer from heartburn reflux with your hiatal hernia, both you guys need to go keto. You can go to my channel here after we're done with this live and look for Keto 101. I've got a playlist of probably 50 videos that will walk you through how to start keto. Step 1, step 2, step 3, easy peasy. You guys can do this. He'll reverse his type 2 diabetes and your heartburn will be 80, 90, 100% better. Yes. Jim, cholesterol discussed by Dr. Paul Mason. Look it up. Yeah, and Dr. David Diamond and Dr. Paul Mason both talk about why having elevated total cholesterol or elevated LDL cholesterol is not a big deal. Gail, carnivore since April, quit all dairy May 25th. Just want to sleep since then. Eat 2 meals a day. Wake up groggy every morning. Extra potassium helps a little. Finally, wake up after dinner. I mean, maybe put the dairy back in your diet, Gail, if it's affecting you that much. If you don't think this is a sign of withdrawal symptoms, then maybe add the full-fat dairy back in.
I've seen 2 or 3 people say, her hair is red like her daddy's. I wish he had red hair. He doesn't.
Thank you, Cindala.
The light does make it kind of look red. But
thank you, Cindala.
Hers isn't red.
I do not have red hair.
I wish he had red Jamie hair.
Dr. Savage. My mom is 72 years old, has an enlarged heart, and is a type 2 diabetic. Is keto safe for her? 100% yes. Yes, yes. If your mom's amenable to it. Now, don't be nagging and bitching and whining at mama trying to get her to eat keto if she don't want to. She's 72, and plus she's your mama. You don't tell her, she tells you. But if mama's like, yeah, I'll try it if you think it would help me, and she likes beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and a little bit of veg, and a few berries, and a few nuts, 100% help mom convert to keto. She'll reverse her type 2 diabetes. And then she can teach her doctor what actually causes type 2 diabetes. Because if you stop doing something and it reverses something, that means that first something was causing that second something, doesn't it? That's common sense, country boy. I speak that.
Oh, am I supposed to talk to you? I'm reading comments.
She takes heart meds. I'm type 2 at 35, and I've been eating keto and lost 11 pounds. Yeah. Dr. Savage, you and your mom both are going to reverse your type 2 diabetes. If your mom is amenable and says, yes, I'll do that, then you guys do it together. You'll also probably get to keep your mom around for a few years longer, and that's going to be a wonderful thing.
Somebody dropped my channel in the comments, a link.
Yeah, Kevin or Paola. Lori says, how well does keto work for anxiety and depression? Could I eat a very low-carb diet? I think I am better on low-carb. So, Lori, we've hundreds and hundreds of people are reaching out to us and to Dr. Georgia Eade, who is a psychiatrist who recommends keto or carnivore, and Dr. Chris Palmer, who's a Harvard-trained psychiatrist who recommends keto and carnivore for mental health problems. Anxiety and depression are 2 of the things that respond beautifully to very low carb. And I mean, you need to be probably under 50 total grams, and the 50 grams needs to be real 1 ingredient food. Okay. But yes, 100% Lori, go keto if you can. Watch my Keto 101 playlist, and it's very easy to start. And I promise it's delicious. You're not going to miss any of that high carb crap. Grunting for this. Hear that grunting? All day, every day. Chrissy, will diet help my dad? Stage 5 renal failure, now stage 4. So we've seen many people reverse their degree of chronic kidney disease by eating a proper human diet. We've seen people go from stage 4 to stage 2, from stage 3 to stage 1. We've seen people with stage 3 completely reverse their chronic kidney disease and have normal kidney function. So if your dad or any of you guys, if you have some degree of kidney function left, you need to eat a proper human diet, 100%. Beth, will carnivore help depression? Yes, Beth. Google Dr. Chris Palmer. I've got an hour-long video with him on this channel talking about mental health and a carnivore keto diet. Dr. Georgia Eade is a psychiatrist who eats carnivore for her mental health and recommends carnivore for the mental health of her patients. This is quickly becoming a big deal in psychiatry circles, is that the diet you eat actually matters a lot. And so, yeah, carnivore for depression, 100%.
The farm channel, if you just type in OB Farms, it should pop up on YouTube.
OB, Oxford Berry. So OB Farms. Yep. And so I'm going to be publishing more content once Neisha gets this baby sorted. She's going to be out with the chickens and the quail and the turkeys and doing stuff with Beckett.
And when there's not
and when it's not 114 degrees in the shade.
Hate taking her out there when it's.
But I just posted a couple of videos about the sheep and silvopasture, rotation grazing, and coppicing. I'm now a coppicer. I did not know. Watch this latest video I posted. It's pretty funny.
He's kind of.
I think I know it all, but then I'm like, oh, yeah. I was doing a thing and I didn't even know I was doing a thing. Yep.
The whole point of that channel is to show us basically just feeling our way through
bumbling.
All of this.
Bumbling is the word you're looking for.
Even though both of us come from we were both raised in the middle of nowhere. Our grandparents raised, animals and a garden.
Yeah, but they did it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
With tillers and tractors and hose. God forbid a hose.
And, things were not rotated. We're doing it in a completely different way. So.
No, Josh, not that kind of hoe. Rotten cat. Hemoglobin A1C 5.1. Booyah. C-peptide 0.3. Yes. Fasting insulin 3. Less than 3. Wonderful. Okay. CRP 8.8 was 9.9. Beautiful. Vitamin D 25. 34.5 was 29. Much better. TPA 16. TGO1. EBV 54. All Ketovore. Rotten cat. You're doing a wonderful job for a rotten cat. Let me just tell you right now. Okay. That is beautiful. Keep it up. It's time to start teaching your friends and family because they need this same information. They'll benefit from it too. Oh God, it's bad. I knew it. I felt it coming.
I don't know how people who get more super chats than you do this.
They've got to have some special software or something.
They probably have moderators.
Yeah, I can't even.
They only do super chat. You know what I mean?
God, they're so. Yeah, I'm sure I've lost a few. I'm sorry if I skipped your super chat. It's not intentional. Stephanie, how do I fast if I'm supposed to take medicine with food like metformin? So you take your metformin either once or twice a day, right? So you can take it with your meal if you take it once a day, and then fast for the other 22 hours a day. If you have to take it twice a day, metformin is not going to bottom your blood sugar. You can take it 8 hours apart and eat a meal, take your metformin, wait 8 hours, take metformin, eat a meal, and then fast for 16 hours. Okay? Anybody who's taking a once-a-day medicine, you can eat one meal a day. Just take your medicine with your one meal. Good question, Stephanie. Mindy. Now, see, it says Mindy's message was retracted. I can't see your message, Mindy. I don't know why it was retracted.
That's a YouTube thing. I don't know.
Williams home inspections. I had 3 kidney stones. I had one of them tested, and it was 90% carbonate apatite and 10% calcium oxalate. What would cause this chemistry? So you probably have a genetic defect that makes you do the carbonate apatite thing. For many people, the calcium oxalate is just too many oxalates in their diet, too much inflammation, too much fructose, too many carbs. But the carbonate apatite, that you might have a little genetic thing. So talk to your nephrologist about that or your urologist and say, hey, what do you recommend I do? Roland Newcomb said, you missed my super chat. Very sorry, Roland. Dry cough after keto flu, suggestions. So if you have a dry cough, that's not keto flu. You need to go see your doctor. Keto flu is just carbohydrate withdrawal. It's not an actual flu. I know a lot of people call it that. It's confusing, but if you have a dry cough, go see your doctor. You actually have a cough.
Hey, those of you who are new, sorry, but real quick, if you see someone with a blue name and a wrench next to them and they've answered your question, that is a Dr. Berry approved answer. These people are moderators that have been around a very long time, people we trust.
Yes.
And have been near and dear to our hearts for a very long time. So they're not just blowing smoke up your butt and just saying random things. Yep. Like they actually know what they're talking about. If they have a blue
wrench, that means that they are approved.
Yeah. So pay attention to those blue wrenches and see if they're answering your questions. Okay.
Karen says, hey, Dr. Berry, please advise if fasting insulin of 17.7 is high. My doctor said it's normal. That is within normal limits, but that's still on the high end. You really want that to be well under 10. The way you get that is to eat fewer carbs than you've been eating. Just keep cutting the carbs and you'll get that fasting insulin down lower. Micah tried pre-cook bacon, and it wasn't bad. About the same cost and experience of jerky.
Yes.
Thoughts on quality?
Yeah, so we've tried it. I think Peterson's has the pre-cooked bacon that comes in like a travel sleeve or whatever. Our thing about that is it doesn't taste that good. It's kind of chewy, and it's super easy to make bacon ahead of time, put it in a Ziploc bag or a glass Pyrex container and take it with us. And it's usually tastier, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Etienne, hey guys, why does carnivore make me less hungry? I only feel like eating once a day. Also, cute baby. Thank you. So the reason that many carnivores only eat 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day is because when you eat a diet that's full of healthy fat and full of healthy protein, those two macronutrients hack all of your hunger hormones and put them in the off position. And they hack all of your satiety or fullness hormones and put them in the on position. And that's why people can lose so much weight on keto or ketovore or carnivore without suffering, because you're not constantly starving to death and hangry, because it hacks your hunger hormones and it hacks your satiety hormones and moves them in the right direction. That's why. Thanks. Jason, thank you very much. Oh, Red Leg, thank you for the super sticker. Linda Mestro, it says that your message was retracted, Linda. I don't know why. West Coast Outdoors, my energy level crashes midday. I introduced some fruit honey. It helps. Is it possible my body functions good like this? Nobody needs fruit and honey in their diet, West Coast Outdoors. If you feel like you want to feel better when you eat fruit and honey, that's your choice. But nobody needs fruit and honey. Those are optional. We ate those seasonally 100,000 years ago. You would get the fruit once a year, the honey once or twice a year. No human on the planet ate fruit and honey every single day 100,000 years ago. It just didn't happen. And somehow they had the energy to reproduce and build shelters and hunt huge megafauna and do all the stuff that they did. And they could, any random one of those guys back then could come into the present time and kick your ass and kick my ass. They were pretty tough. So they didn't need fruit and honey. Mr. Ed, how much beef liver is safe to eat? Also, do I have to take any MG magnesium supplements? I feel amazing. So I think it's safe to eat 2 or 3 ounces of beef liver every day. There's never been a documented case of anybody developing vitamin A toxicity or any other vitamin or mineral toxicity eating domesticated animal liver, ever. I defy anybody to show me a case study. Now, polar bear liver, you don't need to eat a lot of it every day. But beef liver is fine. If you want to eat some every day, that's fine. If you want to eat it 2 or 3 times a week, that's totally fine. You may or may not need a magnesium supplement. Many of us take something containing magnesium just out of an abundance of caution. If we don't need the extra magnesium, you just pee it out.
Dr. Berry.
Yes.
How do you know what people ate 100,000 years ago?
Oh, we have lots of ways to tell that. That's why I become an avid student of paleoanthropology, is we can use stable isotope analysis to tell what they ate, whether they ate lots of seafood or whether they ate lots of ruminant meat,
and
red meat.
What do we test to tell what they ate?
So we can check their bones. We can check their teeth. If they're not.
And poop.
And their poop also.
We've found, well, we haven't found it. But
Yeah.
and
Also test, those are called coprolites.
Right.
Coprolites.
It's
Yes.
really quite fascinating.
It's very fascinating. Yes. We can tell very much what we ate 50,000, 100,000, even longer back in time. We know exactly what kind of diet we were eating back then. And it didn't include fruit and honey.
Every day.
Every day.
In
Right.
excess.
Right. Exactly. Good question. Good question.
Unless we happened upon an excessive amount, which probably didn't happen every single day.
Yes, exactly.
Mindy,
Here we
Dr.
go.
Berry, any
Yes.
advice for people who struggle with falling off the carnivore wagon? I do good during the week, but fall off on the weekends. It's very common. Struggling with major discouragement and perimenopause.
Yeah, don't be discouraged, Mindy. Sometimes I will cheat on carnivore with keto. That happens. If we go to a restaurant, if it's kind of a special event, I'll have some Brussels sprouts or some asparagus or something. It's not the end of the world. Now, if you're cheating on carnivore with Lucky Charms and a ding dong and, a 6-pack of beer, then yeah, that's a problem. But I doubt you're doing that. Even when most people, after they've heard the bell ring, the keto bell or the carnivore bell, they never go back to eating the crap that they used to eat. They just know better. And so don't beat yourself up about this. Just try to, when you do cheat, make it the lowest carb cheat that you can cheat with. Cheat with keto. Yeah, exactly. And then perimenopause, very often we see menopausal symptoms get significantly better when you keep the carbs low every single day. The Beast, keep up the good work. I started weightlifting with carnivore and noticed the scale quit moving. So I took my measurements and noticed I lost 3 inches off my stomach and have gained 1 inch in my arms. So the Beast is using a carnivore diet to build muscle with. Nice. M. Holland, will carnivore keto help keep cancer away? If I have a BRCA1 and 2 gene, do you recommend this genetic test? So a lot of people want to know if they have the BRCA genes or not. Here's the thing. A lot of people think, if I'm positive, then it's 100% I'm going to have breast cancer. And that's just not the case. Okay. You can absolutely reduce your risk of any cancer, including breast cancer, even if you're gene positive, by eating a proper human diet. There's no way that's not true. Hey, Becky Berry, you want to come say hi? Yeah. Come over here. Yeah, but what's that? Oh, that's a new shoe rack for Mommy that I'm putting together. Slowly.
I'm supposed to give this
Hi,
baby
Lovey.
away, apparently.
Hello. Come here, Beckett.
Come here and say hi,
Say
Becky
hello,
Berry.
everybody.
Jeff says, I eat bacon and it is cured with sugar. It says no grams of carbs, and that's fine, Jeff. Don't worry about it. Just make sure it's 0 carb. Yeah, you can eat the whole pound at a time if you want to. There's Beckett Berry. Hi, Beckett Berry. Hi, Beckett Berry. What are you doing? What have you been doing?
Are you in school? Well, not right now. Did you go to school today at Levy's?
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Yes.
What'd you learn about today?
I learned about the stuff women's.
It's tough.
I did stuff with Miss Stephanie.
Miss Stephanie?
That's one of his teachers on the
Oh, yeah, okay.
Computer.
yeah,
On the computer? Yeah.
I gave him a lot.
You can hear your
Oh,
light.
that means
Yeah.
it's bedtime. Brandy Hicks says, is CoQ10 supplement necessary if you do not take a statin? Brandy, if you're eating a proper human diet and you're taking no prescription medications, then a CoQ10 supplement perhaps might not help you at all. If you're over 50 and you're having to take 1, 2, 3 prescription medications, then you need 2 or 400 milligrams of CoQ10 to kind of cancel that out. I haven't seen any research yet as to whether a proper human diet helps CoQ10 levels get back up to normal. As you get older, most of us, our CoQ10 levels tend to go down, but that may very well not be true for somebody eating a proper human diet.
Our child is homeschooled.
Yes. Carrie, my 79-year-old mom wants to go 100% carnivore on Repatha injection. Oh my God, for 350 cholesterol and proton pump inhibitor for 5 prior bleeding ulcers. how to wean off the meds. Doctor was fired. So you can throw the Repatha in the garbage because that's what it is. It's worse than a statin. And then the proton pump inhibitor, I would start taking it every other day as she converts to carnivore and do that for a month. And then start taking it every third day. Because if you stop a proton pump inhibitor like Prevacid, Nexium, Prilosec, cold turkey, you can have rebound heartburn that's very severe. You don't want to have that. So just to go to every other day and find her a new doctor who is the number one and only thing they're worried about is her high LDL. That's what you get.
He gets a haircut tomorrow.
Me too.
And Daddy too.
And you Pecky Lovey. I mean, Mommy.
Pedicure. That's
Pedicure
right.
for Mommy. That's right. Ari D, I went off carnivore after 50 days, going back soon. Ate lots of carbs and began experiencing terrible leg cramps. Why would this happen? Electrolyte shifts. That's why. Yes, absolutely it'll happen. Your body will let you know when you stop eating a proper human diet. It will let you know that you made a mistake.
Beckett will be 3 in October.
Karen, can arrowroot flour be absorbed transdermally? Do-it-yourself baby powder recipe from Dr. Zielinski. DH cannot stand smell of any scented baby powder. So, no, you're not going to absorb arrowroot flour. And also,
What are you using it
you
for?
don't absorb baby powder or body powder either. You just use it to keep that area dry. So, yeah, arrowroot flour is fine to be used on the external, on the skin.
It's a very common ingredient in a lot of like clean
Yeah.
household
You're not going to absorb that. No, good question. I see what you're getting at now. Chris, I've become fond of spicy brown mustard to dip my bacon in. Yes, bacon dipped in mustard is a thing.
You're bringing mustard back.
I use it a lot of it at times. It's got 0 carbs, but is it bad for carnivore? I don't think so. That's one of the condiments I use, 0 carb cheap mustard. I love it. I've loved it since I was a kid. Granddaddy Barry used to eat it all the time. Ain't that right, Granny Barry? Yes, Granny Barry's watching. You guys want to tell her hi and where you're watching from?
Wait. What?
Got that.
Really took my shit.
That. Garsha says, why am I having constipation with a meat diet? Garsha, go watch my video on this channel called What the Carnivore Diet Did to My Poop. That will explain everything. You're not constipated. You just think you are. D. Holly, we, the ill-fated, are grateful. Thank you. Thank you very much, D. Holly.
Thank you.
Orbital Hub, love y'all's channel. Sometimes if I eat too late, I'll wake up with a dull, slight pain in my liver. Could that be too much fat before bed? No. And that's probably actually not pain in your liver. That's probably reflux pain. Sometimes down deep, low down in your esophagus, the pain won't be right where it's at. It just kind of hurts in an area. Stop eating 2 hours before bed, if not 3 hours before bed, and you won't have that pain.
Can y'all hear the
Beckett's,
music in the background?
that's Beckett's bedtime music. It goes off at 8 o'clock. I think I'm caught up.
All right, guys, it's about that time.
Yes, we went a little bit over. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thanks for sharing this video. If you know someone that it could actually help their health, please share this video. Okay.
And if you haven't had enough of us, you can see us again on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays in
That's
our
right.
private patron community. We do lots of extra lives. You get access to behind the scenes things. You get to vote on videos. A lot of things happening over there. So if you're interested in that, link in the description. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks so much. Say it. Say everything.
Love you, mean it.
Boom.
Bye.
Huzzah!